Very good morning to all of you guys. Thank you for joining today's session. I'm Sneha, a part of your GDG Amity University Bengaluru core team. And as a part of this community, we are excited to delve into Google Solutions Challenge 2025. I think all of you have already read about today's agenda, that is selecting a problem statement and proposing an innovative solution for it. So let's actually start important with that. Things that we need to keep in mind while we're actually deciding a problem statement. Like I told, the very first point is identifying your passion and interest. Whenever you're choosing a problem statement, I mean, how will you know amongst all those 34 different problem statements, how will you know which one is the one which you want to choose, right? So what you have to do is you have to identify your interests in the technical field, and which it might be AIML, it might be blockchain, or it might be anything. So identify your interest and your problem statement. You choose a problem statement which is aligning perfectly with your interest. So that keeps you motivated till the end, because this is not a small journey, it's a very long journey. This entire hackathon process, it started from January and it's going to go till almost July. The final round is going to be in June or July. I think I've got the dates a bit confused, but it's fine. So yeah, it's a long procedure, and during the entire procedure, you will need to keep yourself motivated. And if your problem statement is aligning with your interest, then it helps a lot with that. Now, moving on to the second point. Uh, Yeah. So after you identify a problem statement, then you let's take an example that since this year this hackathon allows you to submit two different solutions for two different problems. The issues. So when you understand the problem statement is when you will be actually able to give a proper solution for it. So keep in mind that you have to look at that, do a proper research on that problem statement, and look at what all the issues which are not written in the problem statement, and you have to also propose a solution for those issues you identify. Now we'll move on to the third point, hackathon. So millions of people around the globe will actually submit their solution for it, for problem statements. And if your solution needs to stand out in front of the judges who are looking at all the solutions, then you have to be a little bit of unique, right? Your solution needs to be very unique. So this helps a lot. There are 17 sustainable development goals proposed by United Nations, which actually address all the real world crisis in today's real world. So yeah, you have your solution needs to be aligned with one of those 17 sustainable development goals. Like it's already written here, to ensure your problem connects to one or more of 17 sustainable development goals. Okay, guys, just a second, I think the presentation stopped. Well, no issues. We were talking about the 17 sustainable development goals, right? Yes, there are 17 sustainable development goals. And these goals involve multiple different areas, which a few of them are no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, and multiple others like this. So if your solution is actually in aligning with any of those SDGs, it will be the best. Next, moving on to the fourth point, which is feasibility and sustainability. Well, these two are very important things when you're considering choosing a problem statement. Well, I think all of you know the time frame, right? We are in that timeline where we are. The project submission deadline is on 28th of March. That is this weekend, this Saturday. So we have a little amount of time. So while you're choosing a problem statement, keep in mind that you have to be able to finish your solution, or at least a part of or a prototype of your solution within this time frame. So keep in your mind that you have to choose that one problem statement which is challenging yet manageable. It should come under your technical capabilities. It should be manageable by you, and it should also be completed under this time frame. So this is something you have to remember. You have to keep in your mind. Moving on to sustainability. Well, like I already told, your solution needs to stand out in amongst all the solutions. So you have to keep in your mind that this solution, you have to go beyond hackathon. This solution is not only for hackathon, but you have to think about what happens to the solution in the future. Can it actually be implemented in the future? So a good solution should not just work for a short term fix. It should be scalable, efficient, and have a long term impact. So it should be usable, it should be maintainable even in 10 years in the future, 10 years down the lane. So that should go in your mind while you're choosing a problem statement. Now, moving on to the last but the most important point of this choosing a problem solution part, it is the impact potential of your problem statement. Just three important questions you have to ask yourself while you're choosing a problem statement. That is, how big is your problem? Look at the problem and look at the scale of your problem. If it is too big, you might not be able to handle it, and if it's too small, it might not impact as much as you want it to. So just look at the correct problem statement, that one problem statement which you can handle, and which also has a very good impact and which can actually make a clear visible change in today's society. The second question you have to ask yourself is, who will benefit from your solution? Who will be the users of your solution, and how big of an impact will it make in the user's day-to-day life? How much potential does it have in users' day-to-day life? The third question you'll be asking yourself is, will the solution still be relevant in the future? So like I told, 10 years down the lane, you should see yourself using this solution, and you should see the users actually benefiting from the solution. You should actually see an impactful change in the society. That should be your final goal. So
Hello, everybody. We'll start. So, thank you, Sneha, for telling us a lot about how the whole solution challenge works. And I hope it is visible. Is the screen visible?
it is, Sharon, it is. Continue.
Okay. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay. So, first of all, we have certain things that we have to submit without fail. Okay. Those are a deck explaining your solution. Okay. I will be actually showing you the PowerPoint presentation, which is actually has to be used, and it is recommended and it is told by Google Developers Group. It is in the website. I will be showing you that. I will also be going deep into what all should be there in the PPT. But a PPT has to be submitted, and also a video of 3 minutes. So a video you have to record, you can explain. In the next slide, I'll be telling you what all should you be explained in the 3 minute long video. And there's a working MVP link. Okay, so what exactly is the MVP? MVP is a minimum viable product, which basically means that your product, your solution is actually doable. It is actually implemented in a real world use case. So let's say you can give GitHub repositories link, which is a pages repository link, or you could upload it into certain live websites where you can host it. And that is exactly what your MVP link is. And obviously, we will have our GitHub repository where you will be uploading your all the data set or your code to the problem. So this is something that we will be covering in the PPT one by one. So I wouldn't go deep here, but I would talk about it in the PPT that I'll be showing next. So about the video bifurcation. So we have a video bifurcation for 3 minutes. Make sure that the video is not too long and at the same time too short. No marks will be cut, obviously, for a video that is short or long. But the thing is, make sure that the video is engaging the most. And this is the recommended video bifurcation that I would recommend everyone use when you're making your video. If you are a teammate, you can divide these parts equally to all of your teammates. So the first 30 seconds should be explain the problem statement you have picked, right? So as Sneha told, talk about the impact, talk about how big the problem statement is, talk all about it in the first 30 seconds. Then go on to give a short explanation of what your solution is, and the next 30 seconds about the features. The features can be what makes you to stand out from the whole thing. So those are certain things which should be covered in the first 1 minute and 30 seconds. The next 1 minute and 30 seconds should be the demo of your MVP. So basically the demo of your working project. You can show hands-on key these are the features by recording it, actually screen recording the product, or you can take a video of it. It's all up to you on how creative you can be. And these are certain evaluation criteria that you can take care of. The first is the technical merit. It contains almost 40%. That is the highest weightage that is given here. And as you can see, this is all about the code. The first thing is have you integrated Google into this? This is Google's solution challenges, and obviously anyone who uses any Google tools, it could be Vertex AI, it could be Gemini Code Assist, it could be Flutter, Gemma, anything, or it could be even a Google API, Gemini API, you will be definitely getting extra points or marks for that, hands-on. And also, is your code well written, efficient, and can it be scaled wider? Is this code like, can we take it to a more larger user base? Is what will be checked too. And then we have UI. UI is only 10%. And so my recommendation would be to not focus on the UI more now, but to focus more on the functionality and the working of the product. Then we have alignment with the cause. Now that you have picked problem statement, make sure that it actually aligns with the problem statement. If you have, let's take an example that I'll be considering for the whole of the presentation would be the problem statement of uneven education. Okay, so if I'm making a project which is not aligning with it, I wouldn't get 25%. So 25% marks will be for problem alignment, and does it actually create a positive and a good impact, and it's actually needed. And the next 25 is goes to innovation and creative. How good is your idea? Can it stand out from the crowd of thousands of ideas that will be submitted? So will it stand out? Those are some of the evaluation criteria for this. Next, we have the PPT. So if you can go to Google Solutions Challenge, this is the actual website, Hack to Skill. You can log in here, and you can see here, if you go to the team management, you will find all the things. You'll find your team member. You'll have, when is the submission closing? The submission is closing in 5 days. So just go to submissions, and right here you will find all the things that has to be submitted. Okay. So here they have given a PPT, right? You can just go here and download it. So once that is downloaded, you can start working on it. So now I'll show you the PPT that is actually used. So this is the PPT that you all have to use without fail. Please do not use your own PPT. It has to be this exact PPT. Okay. And the ideal size of the presentation should not be more than 10 slides. Okay. So let's start the all the things that should be included in the presentation. First, obviously the team name, the team leader's name, and the problem statement. That's slide one. And then should be a brief about your solution. What exactly is the that you're tackling and what is your solution to it should be addressed in this slide. Next, we have opportunities. How different from any other existing ideas? That all we have discussed. How creative are you? How innovative is the idea? Can it be scalable? What is the USP? USP is but unique selling proposition. What is the unique feature of your proposed solution that is not there for anybody else? Next, we have list of features offered by the solution. That could be again your USP, where you can talk about it more in depth and in detail. Then we have a process flow diagram. I'll actually try to show you the process flow diagram so you guys will understand it. Okay, this is a process flow diagram. You can see on my right side of the screen, you will see a proper flow chart kind of a structure. This is exactly how you can make your process flow structure diagram. So what exactly does is basically you are telling them how the whole system works. Okay, so as I said, I will be taking the example of uneven access to education, uneven access to quality education was the problem statement taken. So this is a flow chart for that. So basically the product that is made is that it will take the picture of the kid who is standing in front of the computer or the mobile app, and it will actually scan their face from a database, collect what type of a learner they are, and based on that, it will give a specialized prompt to the Gemini. We have actually integrated Gemini 1.5 Flash API, and it will go to Gemini and it will give the answer. So this is exactly what I have described here in the process flow. They will use facial recognition, and then they can have their interaction mode. Do they want to chat with it? Do they want to talk? And if they have, and afterwards it goes to internet connection online. We have an API embedded. If it's not, we have some fallback function. So this is exactly how your process flow diagram should be. Well, after your process flow diagram, we have wireframes and mock diagrams of the proposed solution. Again, this is optional and actually not recommended because this is a lot of in-depth technical things, and wireframes are actually not required because you will be explaining all of the things basically in your process flow diagrams. Next, we have the architecture diagram of the proposed solution. It is basically the UI UX or how your proposed solution actually looks. In the next slide also, we will be talking about the technologies to be used in the solution. So building the projects on IDX, integrating. So here also it has written the additional points for those, right? So please try to integrate any of Google's product. It could be if you are actually using any open AI's API keys, please try to replace it with Gemini so that you can get extra project. And if you're actually working on IDX, of any of the Google supported IDX, that will again give you a extra boost in this thing. And technologies basically can be all the software stack that you're using, Python, Java, whichever you guys are using to build your product. Then we have an estimated implementation cost. Again, this is optional. Just make sure that whatever is optional, it's up to you. If you can give them a good estimate, please go ahead with it, or else it is actually not recommended. Next, we have snapshots of the MVP. Well, snapshots are nothing but again the as you will be the pictures or screenshot of the product working. So that you can attach here. You can actually also attach a video here. It's totally up to you, and additional details of future development, if any. So how exactly do you see this product developed in future? As Neha said, you don't stop with this hackathon. Take it further. How will you take it more further? How will you reach more people? So this is where you will be talking about that. Maybe you can talk about scalability. Maybe you can talk about how you would add more stuff, integrate more stuff into your project. And then we have links to you can give the public repository link, the demo video link, and the MVP link. So these are certain things that has to be there in your presentation. So now that we are done with the presentation, we'll come to the next link. So let's say I have done the problem statement. Here, if you just click here, you will get a lot of problem statements. As you can see, we have all the problem statements. Right? You can pick any one, whichever one you have chosen. So I have taken uneven access to quality education and digitally. I'll just I'll just click that, and there you have upload your project deck or presentation. You can upload your PDF here directly, and there we have our MVP link. So coming to MVP link, MVP link is nothing. If you have a working product, you can actually give your MVP link. But let's say because of you couldn't actually finish it properly, but you have certain code, right? You can actually give your Google Drive link here. You can just go to Google Drive and you can just upload. Like if I can just go there and upload the file that I have used for this, you can actually upload it. And once it is uploaded, you can actually make it offline, online, and anyone can see with the link and you can share it. If you don't have that, you can actually just write not applicable, and that is just fine. And there you have to write share video of up to 3 minutes explaining your solution. Again, please go to Google Drive. I've already uploaded a video here. So it's a pseudo video. So you can just go to here, share, and just work on this option. Now you can see that there is the access thing. So make sure that it is not restricted. Generally, it will be restricted. You have to change the restriction to anyone with a link. Once that is done, yes, you can just copy the link, go here and just enter the link, and that would be done. And then coming to the GitHub repository. So you have to actually go to your GitHub repository, upload your files. So let's just take a simple one, 100 days of coding. So if I want to give the repository link for this, I don't have to do anything. I just have to make sure that this is actually online and it can be seen by anyone, and just copy paste this right here, and that's it. That is your GitHub repository link, and this is how you will actually submit it. I have given you some of the tips and what all should be included, what all you can actually ignore, and also the MP link. Everything has been explained.